3 years after breaking up with the East Coast Crown Prince Jet Vance, I parachuted back into the country. The moment his pack of fair-weather buddies spotted me, their eyes lit up. They hooted in unison, "Yo, our favorite doormat finally crawled back. How long are you planning to lick this time?" Jet lounged on the sofa, swirling his glass, the familiar sneer curling his lips. "Don't be vulgar. Even a doormat needs an owner who still wants it. Tessa, if you want to rekindle, get on your knees and beg." I said nothing. I simply looked past him at the man who was walking up behind him and smiled. The man stepped closer, slid an arm naturally around my waist, brushed a kiss to my forehead, then turned to Jet, voice calm and crushing, "Mind your elders. Say aunt, before we go on, smash that subscribe button and tell us in the comments where you're tuning in from." Holy crap! Isn't that Tessa? She's got balls showing her face again. The second I crossed the threshold of the private club Nocturne, metal music and ear-splitting jeers slammed into me. I didn't pause. My gaze swept the room and landed on the bleach-blonde sidekick, Zach, Jet's most loyal mutt. 3 years ago when I ended things, he was first to bark, "Ungrateful bitch, once you roll out, don't ever roll back." Now that I'm back, they naturally assume I'm here to grovel for a reunion. Nice one, Prince Jet. Years later and our top doormat still drools over you. Who can compete with Jet? She flounced out so dramatic, now she's back wagging her tail like a good little pup. They doubled over, contempt and mockery splashed across their faces. The man in the center, Jet, my ex of 5 years, lounged on the velvet sofa, custom white shirt sleeves rolled to the elbow, flashing a 6-figure watch. At their taunts he raised the lashes I once obsessed over. Those peach blossom eyes met mine, stuffed with amusement and disdain. "Cut the noise," he drawled. The room quieted at once. "Even if she crawls back, it's up to me whether I take her." One sentence sealed my role, a disposable ex he can summon or dismiss at will. I felt zero ripples, only the urge to laugh. 3 years on, Jet's ego still outweighs his trust fund. Thinking I'd been silenced, Zach pressed harder. "Hear that, Tessa? Want our Jet back? Show some sincerity. Penalty shots, 3 of them. Apologize to Jet first." He shoved 3 brimming glasses of whiskey toward me, eyes glittering with the thrill of incoming blood sport. Every gaze pinned me, waiting for the supplication. I didn't move. I was here on business. My client, a woman whose husband has gaslit her for years, was about to confront him tonight. As her attorney I had to be present. A run-in with Jet's circus was just bad luck. Not willing? Jet finally sat upright, elbows on knees, radiating menace. "Tessa, the mere chance I'm offering ought to thrill you." Staring at that handsome, vicious face, I almost laughed. Once these very looks and his "it's all for you" lies hijacked me into dumping grad school and my future, content to be his silent ornament. Until the day he abandoned me on the interstate for some bro-code loyalty, nearly getting me killed. A faint scar on my wrist still reminds me never to waste myself on the unworthy. "Jet," I said at last, voice flat like I was narrating someone else's story, "do you honestly believe the world revolves around you?" He blinked, thrown. What's that supposed to mean? Ignoring him, I walked to the corner of the box and spotted my trembling client, Lydia. "Lydia, it's okay." I squeezed her shoulder and gave her a steady smile. "I've got you." Her greasy husband, who'd led the taunting, was here too. Spotting me, his face darkened. "Who the hell are you? This is family business, no place for an outsider." "I'm Tessa, Lydia's divorce counsel." I flashed my bar card under his nose. "I'm here to formally serve notice, she's divorcing you. Our team will contact you on asset split and custody." "Divorce?" Victor leaped up. "You psych." "Oh. Who said she can leave me?" He raised a hand to slap her. I caught his wrist mid-swing. "Victor, hitting her in front of witnesses buys you a night in lockup." My tone turned glacial. The room froze. Jet's face twisted. I'd hijacked his spectacle for billable hours instead of begging. "Tessa, that's enough." He sprang up, yanked me toward him, grip crushing. "So this is your new trick to get my attention? Fine, you win. Now get the hell out." Fire and humiliation blazed in his eyes, whispers ignited around us. "All that drama just for work? A divorce lawyer? Geez, how the mighty have fallen. Told ya, should have stuck with Jet. She's clearly dying of regret." I shook him off and massaged my red wrist. "For the last time, I'm not here for you. Move. You're obstructing counsel." "Work?" He laughed, deranged. "Dragging trashy women through court is your career? When did you sink so low, Tessa?" Low, his favorite word. He once spatted at my grad school dream. Why would a woman need more degrees? "Stay quiet beside me, I'll provide." Just then the door reopened. A man's voice, cool, absolute, cut through the bass. "My fiancé is none of your concern." I whipped around. In the doorway stood a tall man in a perfectly cut black suit, presence cold and regal, gaze deep as the Atlantic. Shadows sculpted his sharp profile, even the club lights seemed to bow. Silence detonated. Jet's bravado evaporated. He stammered, "You Uncle Chase?" Chase ignored him, walked straight to me, draped his jacket over my shoulders, and pulled me against his chest. Cedar and safety flooded my senses. He murmured for my ears only, "All right?" I shook my head minutely, warmth blooming. Then, eyes glacial, he turned on Jet. "You didn't hear me the first time?" Jet's mouth opened, closed. Chase tightened his arm at my waist and delivered each word like a verdict, "Say. Aunt Tessa." Air solidified. The box was so quiet the champagne fizz sounded like static. Aunt Tessa? Zach's jaw unhinged, his glass hit the mar. Blee and shattered. Jet's complexion cycled through every shade in a Pantone fan. He gaped from me to the man claiming me, horror, fury, shame spurting out like shaken soda. "Uncle, you, and she." He couldn't string a sentence together. Chase arched one cool brow. "Problem?" 3 syllables, silk over steel. Jet deflated. "And no problem. Then we're done." Chase looked down at me, gaze softening instantly. "Let's go home." I gave a small nod and leaned into him. As we passed Jet I paused, loud enough for all to hear. "Nephew, watch your mouth in public. You wear the Vance name, remember." Jet flinched, eyes bloodshot. I smiled sweetly, payment in full for every humiliation he'd banked. Outside, Nocturne's bass was muffled. Chase didn't release my waist. "How did you know I was here?" I asked. "You didn't answer your phone." I worried. A tiny twitch at his cuff gave away the fear he'd never voice. Translation: he was ready to level cities if I'd been hurt. "I'm fine," I said, heart cracking with warmth. "Just wasn't expecting your nephew." Chase scowled. "That boy you once dated?" "Yep. Taste level, questionable." I laughed. "It's improved now." His reply was a whisper against my hair infinitely. We didn't notice Victor tailing us until he lunged forward, blocking our path. "Attorney Donovan," he barked. "You're not wrecking my family." "I refuse divorce." Chase stepped between us, voice sub-zero. "Identify yourself." "I'm her client's husband." "You lawyers are vultures, fat fees for breaking homes." Spittle flew, he tried to shove me. Chase flicked a glance and Victor recoiled. Scram. One word, pure command. Victor retreated a step but kept ranting. "I have connections, you wanna be gangster." Chase raised his phone on speaker. "Chen, pull Great Wall Properties South bid proposal. Find Victor, yep, great way, and blacklist them. Ethical concerns." Every syllable carved deeper into Victor's face. When Chase pocketed the phone Victor collapsed, sobbing, "Chairman Vance. I'll sign the papers. Just don't sink me." I glanced back once. The man who'd bragged he'd never divorce now crawled on the sidewalk, snot and tears mixing. "Karma, efficient and on time. Feel better?" Chase asked, guiding me into the car. I exhaled. Much. Seeing Jet swallow a fly was bonus seasoning. Chase chuckled, warm against my neck. "Anyone ever hassles you, hit back twice as hard. The sky falls, I'll prop it up." My heart liquefied. How had I lucked into a man who's both warhead and safe house? Not like Jet, forever policing and belittling me. Back at Chase's condo I kicked off my heels and sank into the sofa. "Rough day?" He set a glass of warm water in my hand. Emotionally. I rested my head on his shoulder. "Think Jet will stroke out and land in the ICU tomorrow?" "He isn't worth the bed space." The casual dismissal made me laugh. I looped my arms around his neck and brushed a kiss to his lips. Reward for services rendered. He caught my waist and deepened it, heat rising, until my phone shrieked. "Vivian." I accepted, her shriek tripled in stereo. "Girl, you're trending." "Come again?" Check Weibo. Hashtags, hashtag East Coast Crown Prince X back? Hashtag Uncle Daddy blocks him. The internet is CSIING your love triangle. I opened the app. A blurry pic of me, Chase, and Jet outside Nocturne topped the trending chart. Comments exploded. "What in the Succession finale is this? Is she the ex or the future aunt-in-law?" My brain short circuits. Reliable source, Jet told her to bark, she told him to call her aunt. I'm deceased skull. Chase borrowed my thumb and typed a reply under the aunt rumor. True. I yelped. "Are you insane?" He returned the phone, serene. "Clarifying facts. Can't have them thinking you still carry a torch for that boy." Notifications avalanched in while I stared. Chase merely pulled me closer, victory tucked in the crook of his smile. Vivian's call burst through again, her voice cracking with excitement. Girl, you trying to turn the chaos up to 11? Your reply just rubbed Jet's face across the asphalt. I just checked, poor Jet is trending. I tapped the app and, sure enough, hashtag poor Jet was climbing. Under the tag his fan squad was wailing, bro's so tragic, dumped by his ex and now she's with his own uncle, sob. Who even is this Tessa chick? Looks like bad news, she totally seduced the uncle first, right? Our baby's perfect, how could she leave him? Now she's back to stir the pot, so obvious. Reading this upside down garbage, I laughed in sheer disgust. Amazing how the villain files the police report first. I dumped Jet because his need to control every breath I took suffocated me, and my career was a punchline to him. I met Chase a year later at a legal symposium, keynote speaker and young attorney rep shared values, mutual respect, done deal. Jet never factored in. Stop scrolling. Chase lifts the phone and darkens the screen. Arguing with toddlers gives them attention they don't deserve. That only sparks me higher. They're clueless, fine, but Jet? He's letting them slander me. Back when we dated he milked the victim act whenever we fought, training everyone to see me as the tantrum-throwing girlfriend. If he had a conscience you'd never have called him an ex, Chase says dryly. I'm half insulted, half convinced. Fair point. I burrow into his chest, muttering, I hate that I'm always the public punching bag. Not for long, he answers, stroking my hair. Trust me. Next morning Vivian's ringtone jackhammers me awake. Tessa. Weibo, Vance just posted an official statement. Still groggy, I open the app and a gold check statement pops to the top. Vance official statement, regarding recent online speculation about our CEO Chase's private life, we clarify as follows. 1. Chase and Tessa are in a consensual relationship and engaged since 6 months ago. They met 3 years ago at a legal forum keynote, no ethical lines were crossed. 2. Donovan is an accomplished, self-made attorney. Her record stands on its own, claims that she is SOC. EL climbing are fabrications. 3. We have tasked counsel to collect evidence of defamatory posts and will pursue civil and criminal liability where appropriate. We ask the public to consume gossip responsibly and refrain from spreading disinformation. Attached, a photo from that symposium 3 years back, me on stage in a blazer, mic in hand, eyes alive, front row, Chase tilting his head, gaze soft and locked on me. The image out-argues every rumor. Doormat, climber, gold digger, all implode. The comment section flips overnight. Holy smokes, corporate account just face-slapped the trolls. Loving this plot. So timeline, break up with Jet year later meet Chase date engaged Jet begs ex back. Jet's the clown. Any woman Chase chooses is gonna be fire, look at her 3 years ago, total boss. Sis in that photo, hot, sharp, I'm obsessed. Jet fans still yapping? Your idol got dumped, stop scrubbing, you're only bleaching the stains brighter. The tightness in my chest finally melts. Chase wraps me from behind, chin on my crown. Breathing easier now? I spin, rise on my toes and peck his jaw. Totally. My in-house crisis PR legend. He chuckles, tapping the tip of my nose. I've got more receipts to drop. Before I can ask, my phone rings, unknown number. I answer, Jet's half-hungover snarl floods the speaker. Tessa. What the hell do you want? I hit speaker, stroll to the window and watch morning traffic crawl along Beacon Hill. Jet, you've got it backward, I say lazily. That statement wasn't aimed at you, it simply corrected lies about me. Whether you feel embarrassed? Honestly not my concern. You, he sputters. Don't get cocky. You think marrying into my uncle's branch makes you bulletproof? The Vance inner circle isn't a walk-up condo. Oh? I arch a brow. Harder than getting your ex to take you back, you mean? He slams the call dead. I'm still laughing when Chase pries the phone away and blocks him. From now on, unknown tantrums go straight to voicemail. Wait, I protest. Hearing him trip is free stand-up. He gives me the look, exasperated, amused, doting all at once, then leads me to the breakfast island. Fluffy soufflé pancakes, berries, hand-pulled espresso already laid out. Eat up. After, I'm taking you to a matinee. I swallow a forkful of blueberry. What kind? He smiles like a man holding 4 aces. You'll see. The matinee is in courtroom 14B. I follow Chase past the mahogany rail. The gallery is half full. When the bailiff calls the calendar my stomach flips. Plaintiff, Lydia, yesterday's terrified housewife, now chin high in a cream pantsuit. Defendant, Victor, eyes puffed, lips split, wrists wrapped like he picked a fight with a brick wall. I shoot Chase a look, he winks, patience. My colleague lays out the divorce petition, the domestic violence photos, offshore account screenshots, hotel receipts, each piece another nail in Victor's coffin. His counsel can only chant, respondent contests dissolution, sounding more desperate every time. Victor keeps glancing at the front row, two broad-shouldered men in off-the-rack suits, arms crossed. Chase's persuaders, no doubt. When the judge invites respondent's testimony, Victor stands, bow stiffly. Your Honor, I agree to the divorce. I'll walk away penniless, properties, cars, savings all to Lydia. Full custody to her. I'll pay support on time. Even his own lawyer drops his pen. Gasps ripple, Lydia clamps a hand over her mouth as tears jet out. Judge double-checks intent, then bangs the gavel, marriage dissolved, Lydia walks out free and sole owner of everything. Minutes later she hurls herself at me in the hallway. Attorney Tessa, thank you so much. Without you I'd never have escaped, just doing the job, I soothe, patting her shaking shoulders. After she leaves I corner Chase. That was you. I merely sent men fluent in the language thugs understand, he shrugs. I know the leverage required, government clerks, precinct captains, hedge fund gin clerks, all dialed so my client can sleep without nightmares. He cleared my name and bulldozed my case in the same breath. Speechless, I sling my arms around his waist and bury my face in his shirt. Chase, you're unreal. He stiffens, then exhales, and strokes my back. Silly. A nasal voice slices the moment. Well, Counselor Donovan, celebrating with your sugar daddy after a lucky win? I swivel. Mindy, Jet's current arm candy, hips cocked, lashes fluttering. Jet beside her, jaw clenched purple. Chase's calm turns arctic. Mindy shrinks but keeps chirping. Jetty, look at her. Jet straightens, refusing to cower in front of her. Uncle, strong-arming some clerk to terrorize a civilian? Hardly good for the Vance brand. I step forward. First, I'm not some woman, I'm your uncle's fiancée, your future aunt. Second, Victor isn't a civilian, he's an abuser who laundered marital assets. Chase just tipped the scales of justice. Jet's mouth flaps wordlessly. I aim my next round at Mindy. Lastly, counselor lesson. Defamation needs 5,000 views or 500 shares to trigger indictment. Plenty of witnesses here, should be easy. Mindy drains past foundation white, lips trembling. Jetty. She whimpers, tugging his sleeve. Jet folds her improtectively. Tessa, must you bully her? Mindy meant nothing, spare me, I scoff. Still the double standard, your chick insults, it's butter, I reply, it's war. World's supposed to revolve around you too? Chase slices in. Enough. Take your circus and get out. One word, out, yet it detonates. Jet, crimson, drags sobbing Mindy down the corridor like a man fleeing a crime scene. Watching them retreat, I feel champagne bubbles in my veins. Chase, however, stays grave. Steer clear of Mindy, she's not fluff. I frown. Greedy wannabe, nothing more. Dig deeper, he says. I did. Someone's backing her. Backer? I echo. Who? Not sure yet, Chase answers, eyes storm dark. But she targeted Jet for a reason. My gut knots. When Chase labels someone complicated, they're heavyweight. I'd filed Mindy under high-maintenance climber, apparently the rabbit hole goes farther. Inside the car I can't drop it. Vance rival planting her? Grab intel or tank stock price? Likely, he says, gunning the engine. Jet's the eldest grandson, an easy access badge. One scandal and Vance shares wobble. I exhale slowly. Soap's got nothing on real dynasties. Suddenly thrilled I bailed before this landmine bouquet exploded in my lap. Relax. Chase squeezes my hand on the leather console. I'm here. No one touches you. His warmth steadies me. I lace our fingers. Okay. Days slide by, no Jet, no Mindy, no trending meltdown. Office at Donovan by day, intimate wedding planning with Chase by night. We keep it microscopic, closest friends, good food, vows under a copper beach. Unlocking final decor samples when Vivian erupts through the phone. Tessa, code red. Check Mindy's feed, now. Heart banging, I open the app. New video. Mindy balls on a white chaise, cheek stamped with a scarlet handprint. I know I'm not enough. I love him so much I'd do anything, please stop pressuring us. She sniffles. Caption, love can't be wrong. I give up. Wish you happiness. At Tessa at Jet Vance she had tagged both of us. Within 60 minutes comments explode past 100,000. OMG, did someone smack her? Judging by this, Tessa forced her to break up with Jet and even hit her? I knew that Tessa wasn't anything good. She just latched onto her fiancé's uncle and now she's trying to crush the new girlfriend. Talk about domineering. Can the people upstairs please use their brains? Tessa's a lawyer. Would she be stupid enough to hit someone herself? This is obviously a sympathy stunt. I think it's staged too. That slap mark looks fake, like something out of a soap opera. Real or not, Mindy's move is brutal. She's roasting Tessa over open flames. I stared at my phone, my hands shaking with rage. Mindy was definitely no amateur. On the face she was playing the wounded girl walking away, but in reality she was weaponizing public opinion against me. She cast herself as the tragic lover, while I became the vicious supporting actress who abused power to break up true love. Tessa, what are you going to do? Vivian asked worriedly. The internet is tearing you apart right now. Don't panic. I drew a slow breath and forced myself to calm down. Let me think. A flat denial would be useless, netizens would only call it damage control. To break this trap I needed decisive proof. I called Chase and laid everything out. He went silent for a few seconds, then said in a low voice, "Don't be afraid. Leave it to me. Stay home and don't go anywhere." After he hung up I sat on the sofa, mind racing. Why had Mindy done this? Pure spite, or something deeper? By tagging Jet in her post, was she dragging him to her side so they could attack me together? Sure enough, within minutes Jet reposted Mindy's tweet. He added nothing, just 3 hugging emojis. That single gesture anointed her as the victim and announced he was on her team. In an instant my Weibo comment section became a wasteland. Vile insults flooded in, someone even dug up the address of Donovan and threatened to send a funeral wreath. I switched my phone off, I couldn't stand reading any more filth. I trusted Chase. If he said he would fix it, he would. About an hour later he walked through the door and hugged me immediately. "It's handled," he said. Huh? I was lost. He pulled out his phone, tapped a video, and handed it over. The clip had been shot in an underground garage. Mindy stood talking to a baseball-capped man. The audio was muddy, but you could clearly see the man raise his hand and slap her. In truth it was a camera trick, his palm never touched her skin. Then Mindy passed the guy an envelope, he pocketed it and hurried away. This is... My eyes went wide. The man's a professional paparazzo, Chase explained. Mindy paid him to stage the scene. Why people have invited him for tea. I'm sure he'll be happy to tell the truth. That wasn't all. Chase had found something juicier. This Mindy is very cozy with the chairman of Hong Yuan Group, one of our biggest rivals, he added, gaze turning icy. She got close to Jet to steal the confidential tender for our new project. I was stunned. So the whole thing was a setup. First she cultivated Jet, earned his trust, then staged a sympathy play to whip up a gossip storm and keep everyone fixated on a catfight while she committed corporate theft, classic misdirection. And Jet? He's clueless that he's being used as a weapon, Chase said with a smirk. Right now he's probably heartbroken for his true love. For a second I almost pitied Jet, played like a puppet while believing he'd found romance. So what do we do now? I asked. We wait, Chase answered, smiling like a chess master. Wait for the fish to hook itself. His waiting didn't last long. That night the paparazzo posted a 10-minute apology video on his own Weibo. He detailed exactly how Mindy had bribed him to stage the slap, complete with chat logs, Venmo screenshots, and the unedited parking lot footage. The evidence chain was airtight. Weibo crashed again. Hashtag Mindy faked it, hashtag stand with Tessa, and hashtag Jet is blind rocketed to the top 3 trending spots. Public opinion flipped overnight. The same trolls who'd cursed me now tripped over themselves apologizing. My comment section turned from evil sidechick get lost to a flood of Queen Tessa, forgive me, and sis is slaying. Mindy and Jet's accounts became the new battlefields. What a White Lotus diva, Oscar owes you a statue. I'm gonna puke. She'll do anything for clout, blacklist her. Jet is hopeless. He dumped a goddess for this train wreck. Did a donkey kick his brain? Leave the guy alone, he's visually impaired. I rolled on the sofa laughing as I scrolled. Chase, you're incredible. I squeezed his arm in total awe. You're my superhero. He blushed at the PR. Ace, ears turning pink. This is just step 1, he said, pretending to be cool. The real show is coming. The next morning every financial outlet was running the story. Vance and Hong Yuan Group were bidding for the Southern District project. At the same time word broke that Hong Yuan was under police investigation for industrial espionage. No names were mentioned, but after last night's bombshell everyone knew the trade secret had to come from Mindy. Hong Yuan's stock price nosedived and triggered a trading halt. Mindy became a rat in the street. Her agency terminated her contract overnight, every endorsement and casting deal evaporated. Rumor had it the police took her in for questioning on corporate spy charges. In 48 hours the world had flipped upside down. Watching Chase command the board like a general made me fall even harder. This man nurtured me in life and shielded me in battle. He taught me that real love isn't drain or dominance, it's two people making each other stronger. Naturally, the Vance family noticed the uproar. That evening Chase received a call from Theodore Vance demanding we come to the Beacon Hill estate. Time to meet the patriarch? I fretted. I was engaged to Chase, but his parents lived abroad and I'd never faced the family legend who ruled East Coast society with an iron hand. Don't worry, he said, interlacing our fingers. Grandpa will love you. Still, I dressed with strategic care, elegant but not trying too hard. In the end I chose a simple powder blue sheath and minimal makeup. The Vance estate sat on prime central land, a heritage townhouse ringed by bloom-heavy lindens. Jet was there when we arrived, haggard and hollow-eyed, reeking of stale regret. He avoided our gaze and stayed mute. In the parlor, Theodore Vance sat ramrod straight in a rosewood throne chair, sipping tea. Though his hair was white, energy crackled around him. Grandpa, Chase greeted, voice respectful. He drew me forward. This is Tessa, my fiancée. I inhaled, bowed slightly. Nice to meet you, sir. Theodore set his cup down and swept me from head to toe with razor eyes that seemed to x-ray every secret. My palms moistened, but I met his gaze without flinching. Finally he smiled. Good. You've more spark than in the photos. Photos? Reading my confusion, he jerked a thumb at Chase. This kid waves your picture under my nose every day, claiming he found the best woman alive. My ears were ready to bleed. Heat flooded my cheeks, Chase looked sheepish and the tension melted. Sit, girl. Theodore gestured at a chair. I obeyed. I know everything, the Mindy business and my worthless grandson harassing you. He shot Jet a glare that could split granite. You rascal, apologize to your aunt this instant. Jet's face turned liver red. He shuffled forward, lips twitching, but under that imperial stare the words strangled in his throat. Cat got your tongue? Theodore slammed the teacup onto the table. A Vance man can't even own his mistakes? Jet flinched and muttered, sorry. I said nothing. The apology was hollow, wrung out only by terror of the old man. Chase noticed too. He tucked me to his side and told Jet, my woman doesn't need your fake regret. Just stay away from her. Then to Theodore, Grandpa, don't be angry. This is between Tessa and Jet. The family doesn't owe us anything. In 3 sentences Chase removed our feud from Vance politics, shielding me and giving the patriarch an exit ramp. Emotional IQ Jet could never touch. Theodore sighed. Fine. Children carve their own fates. Jet, get to your room, no one gives you permission to breathe outside it. Jet fled like a whipped cur. Left alone with Theodore, I found him charming. He asked about my work, my pro bono cases, never once demanding I quit after marriage. When he heard I'd helped Lydia walk away from Victor with both alimony and dignity, he beamed. Excellent. A woman needs ambition. He chuckled. Chase takes after me, good taste. We talked politics, legal aid, even cryptocurrency regulation. His mind was diamond sharp. No wonder Chase was formidable. Growth in that man's shadow was inevitable. For dinner Theodore himself cooked a family-style dinner, 4 dishes and soup, simple yet perfect. When we stood to leave he pressed a red envelope into my hand. First meeting gift, our custom. I tried to refuse. Sir, this is too generous. Take it, he barked, face stern. Refuse and you insult an old soldier. Chase nodded. I accepted. The packet was thick, heavy. In the car I opened it. Inside lay a key ring and a note in bold brush pen strokes. The West Garden is my wedding deed to you both. I gaped at Chase. The courtyard was legendary, priceless, never on the market, and Theodore had just handed it over. Keep it, Chase said softly. It means your family. Family, respect, approval. After 3 years ago, when Jet's parents sneered at my middle-class roots while he begged me to be more understanding, I'd learned the bitter taste of begging for acceptance. Now I realized love shouldn't demand humiliation, it should lift you. What's on your mind? Chase asked when I stayed quiet. I smiled, thinking I must have saved the galaxy in a past life to meet you. He rubbed my hair, eyes liquid with fondness. Fool, I'm the lucky one. The next morning an unexpected visitor barged into Donovan, Jet's mother, Eleanor Vance, my ex-almost mother-in-law. Donovan, let's talk. Eleanor sat across from me dripping jewels, spine so straight she looked stapled to the chair, more duchess than petitioner. I signaled my assistant to bring water, then leaned back, perfectly relaxed. To what do I owe the honor, Vance? 3 years earlier this woman had sneered that I reeked of poorhouse ambition. Today I was about to become her sister-in-law while her son's reputation burned. Irony tasted like champagne. Tessa, I know you've landed Chase and become the golden phoenix, she began, acid dripping from every syllable. But don't forget you were once Jet's girlfriend. And think of the humiliation you're causing him, and me. I smiled. Vance, let's correct a few facts. 1. Chase and I are in a normal engagement, not some sordid landing. 2. Jet and I broke up 3 years ago, we're free to live our own lives. 3. Whatever face you two have lost, you dropped it yourselves. Every word I spoke carried thorns, leaving Eleanor's face flaring green, then white. You. She slammed the table and shot up. Tessa, don't push your luck. You honestly think Chase will marry you? You're nothing but a pawn he's using to spite Jet. Once he's bored, you'll be worth less than zero. Oh? I arched a brow. Still beats certain women who don't even qualify as pawns. The jab was aimed at both Jet and her. In the Vance family she had never been favored by old Theodore, she'd only kept her fragile foothold through the virtue of a son for a mother's glory. Eleanor's face turned pitch black. You low-class bitch, she spat, losing all poise. My smile evaporated. Vance, mind your language. I stared her down, voice icy. My office is wired for sight and sound, your remarks constitute defamation. I can file suit at any moment. The moment she heard file suit her blaze shrank by half. She must have remembered Victor's fate, she didn't dare push further. Dragging in several ragged breaths, she sat again, switching to a softer tack. Tessa, dear, Auntie spoke in anger. We wronged you back then. But Jet truly loved you. Look at him now, ridiculed online because of that Mindy, his career in free fall, a wreck. For the sake of old times, please help him, alright? I almost laughed in her face. Help him? How? Put in a word with Chase, ask him to stop squeezing Jet. And Mindy's case, could you just? No. I cut her off. Vance, Mindy is suspected of corporate crime, that's a public prosecution. Neither Chase nor I can fiddle with it. As for Jet, his downfall isn't someone else's plot, it's his own lousy judgment and cowardice. He's an adult, responsibility is overdue. You. She hadn't expected such flint. Tessa, you really want scorched earth? Aren't you afraid the Vance? I interrupted, rising to look down at her. Vance, may I remind you, Chase is also a Vance. And right now, he runs the entire empire. Are you sure you want to threaten me with Vance? Eleanor's face went bloodless. Yes, she'd forgotten, today's Vance answers to Chase. Her proud title of Vance matriarch is worth next to nothing in front of him. Show the lady out. I pressed the intercom, done with the farce. My assistant stepped in, gesturing politely toward the door. Eleanor stood, soul drained. Before leaving she turned, eyes venomous. Tessa, enjoy it while it lasts, you won't smile for long. I lifted a shoulder. I'd heard worse and cheaper threats. After she left I called Chase. Guess who just paid me a visit? Eleanor? He didn't sound surprised. How'd you know? I've got a tail on her, he said mildly. She didn't touch you, did she? Nope, sent her packing, I replied, smug. A low chuckle drifted through. Good job. But, I hesitated, Jet, is he really as wrecked as she claims? I hated him, yet 5 years of love leave a scar. News of his ruin stirred an odd ache. Pretty much, Chase answered evenly. Several of his investments were contaminated by Mindy's case, board suspended every title he held. He's hemorrhaging money. I see. I didn't know what else to say. Feeling sorry for him? Chase caught the tremor at once. No, I denied. Just, life flips fast. Once, the East Coast prince had everything, now he had Ash. And the girl he'd trampled owned the world. Don't mock the young and poor, or the young and foolish. Stop thinking about him, Chase soothed. He walks his road, we walk ours. Let's focus on us. I nodded, suddenly light. The past belongs to yesterday, I choose today. I'd barely hung up when Vivian's WhatsApp buzzed, a screenshot of a tell-all post headlined, digging up the real Tessa, a gold digger's rise to power. Thousands of venomous words, every line upside down. The anonymous, close friend of Jet painted me as a schemer who'd targeted nobility since freshman year. I dumped Jet because his payout felt small, schemed my return to snag Chase, and became a lawyer solely to mingle upstream. I can't watch my brother bleed anymore, the writer wailed. Open your eyes, don't be fooled by her mask. No prize for guessing the author, only Zach the bleach blonde sidekick would wave that tattered flag. The essay detonated another wave. Most netizens jeered, yet a loud minority grabbed every rumor. If Tessa's so innocent, why does dirt keep flying? Takes two to tango, Jet's scum but she's no saint. She met Chase a year after the breakup and got engaged in a flash, coincidence? Please. I tossed the phone aside, drained. You can't wake someone faking sleep, they'll always invent new angles to spear you. I underestimated the fallout. Next morning Donovan's facade dripped crimson paint, "Gold digger get out" and "Justice for Jet" slashed across the brick in black. Partners phoned to pause collaborations, clients complained of harassment. For the first time I tasted panic. If they couldn't wound me, they'd wound my orbit. Chase deployed security around the clock at Donovan and my condo and offered to bury the post through crisis PR. I stopped him. Suppressing it only signals guilt. This time I fight my way. Worry flickered in his eyes, but trust won. Tell me what you need, I'm in. I asked Vivian to bait Zach to Donovan. He swaggered in, cocky as ever. Ready to pay up? 7 figures or I walk. I pressed a button, a screen descended, projector humming. Footage rolled, 3 years ago, a private karaoke box. Drunk, I was pinned between Zach and 2 brutes while he forced a glass to my lips. Tessa, don't be ungrateful, Jet's giving you face. I struggled, helpless. Jet finally stepped in, only to sneer, "One drink won't kill you, stop killing the vibe." Zach's grin froze. He never knew Vivian H. Ad covertly filmed, and I'd kept the grenade. Scene cut to a rain-lashed interstate. Jet kicked me out of the car. I stood soaked as an 18-wheeler bore down. A black Bentley whipped across lanes, took the hit, and crumpled, Chase pulling me from the spray of glass and rain. Video ended. Silence. Anderson, I said, voice glacier cold, your essay was riveting, but the details felt thin, so I helped. I slid a printout across the table. 2 choices. 1. Post this uncut version on your account and apologize publicly, today. 2. I met his terrified eyes, we meet in court. Zach took option 1, scrambling out like a rat. An hour later his feed displayed, I was wrong, I repent, the full truth about Tessa alongside the complete footage. Truth blew the sewer open. I wasn't a gold digger, I was the victim. Chase wasn't a rebound, he was the stranger who'd risked his life to save mine. The exposé detonated online, every splash of mud reversed trajectory. Jet's comment section overflowed with scumbag and vacate East Coast. His carefully curated, devoted prince persona disintegrated overnight. Zach earned 15 days in county lockup for defamation. At last, the war was over, and I'd won, clean and absolute. I stood at Donovan's plate glass window gazing at the skyline, breathing free. What are you looking at? Chase wrapped his arms around me from behind. My empire, I laughed. He smiled against my hair. Your empire isn't out there. Turning me to face him, he lowered to one knee and produced a velvet box. Inside, a solitaire blazed like captured starlight. Tessa, he said, eyes luminous, 3 years ago on that highway you were a rain-soaked butterfly, fierce, fragile. I knew I'd protect you for life. I love your strength, your edge, your kindness. Let me stand beside you, not behind you, as your husband and your future. Will you marry me? Tears blurred the room. Jet had once proposed at a packed club, trumpet blaring, voice dripping condescension, marry me, I'll take care of you. Chase offered no audience, just his heart. One man wanted a caged songbird, the other wants a co-ruler. The choice was made long ago. I stretched out my hand, voice shaking, yes. He slipped the ring on, rose, and folded me into the safest place on earth. Wife, he whispered. Yes, I answered, crying and laughing at once. 1 month later we wed in the Heritage Townhouse Theodore gave us, no press, only family, friends, blossom petals drifting like pink snow. Vivian wept buckets walking me down the makeshift aisle. Theodore beamed from his rosewood throne chair. I saw Jed in a distant corner, gaunt, alone. For a second our eyes met. He lifted a glass in silent salute, drained it, and turned away. Whatever that swallow meant, blessing, apology, farewell, it no longer touched my universe. Under strings of lights Chase vowed, I, Chase, give you my name and my days. Your joys, your storms, they're mine to shelter. I will guard your light until my last breath. And I answered, I, Tessa, choose you at dusk and at dawn. Through squall or spotlight, we ride together, never apart, always anchored. Peach blossoms whirled, dusting his shoulders, my veil, the promise stretching before us like an open road. All storms had passed, the only weather left was happiness. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the story, hit like and share it with a friend. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more gripping tales. See you next time.